Hello, welcome everyone. Today I will talk about why I like YAWL. Hi, my name is Andreas Hense and I make videos on business process automation. You may be wondering why I'm not filming this video inside today, but instead outside in the cold. And it's because I've looked at the statistics of the channel and I've seen where the users come from, and the majority comes from abroad, that is not from Germany, and in fact they come from many different countries. Some large countries like the United States or India, but also sometimes from smaller countries like Sri Lanka. And in fact, Sri Lanka is one of the countries that is sometimes leading in the view counts. So I assume that there are some people using YAWL in Sri Lanka actually. Quite interesting. Unfortunately, I have never had any contact to these people and they never commented on the videos as far as I know. But I heard that people in Sri Lanka are very intelligent and hardworking, so I'm quite pleased that they are also watching this channel. So today, before I talk about the topic itself, before I talk about YAWL and why I like YAWL, I will tell you about something else. It's about snow. Why do I like snow? And for those who know snow, you may skip ahead. There is a section about YAWL later in the video. But for all the others, especially those who are watching from countries where snow is rare, let me explain to you the role that snow plays here in our region. And if I talk about our region here, I have to watch out, this is all muddy here. If I talk about our region, I'm here near Cologne, so it is in the middle part of Germany, and it's cold in winter, but the cold is not the problem. The problem is the darkness. In the months from November to February, the days are very short and it's dark almost all of the time, and that can be very depressing. And you may know that Christmas on the 25th of December is celebrated there because Christmas is the day where the days are getting longer again. So the 21st of December being the shortest day in the year, and the 25th may be the one where you start realizing that the days get longer again, and that's where all these traditions like Christmas trees with candles and so on and so forth come from. And especially here in this Rhine area, we don't have snow all winter. It's not like in the Alps where you have snow all the time. Here snow is relatively rare, and when it's there, it's always very delightful because it just brightens up the landscape. And even on a day like today, it's wonderful because, as you can see, there is no sun visible. So the sun is somewhere behind the gray sky. You cannot even see clouds, it's just gray. And on a usual day, it would be very dark now. And I'm talking about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so there should be some brightness. And with the snow, you can see it's actually quite bright. So it's very nice. Well, so far about why I like snow. Now the question is, why do I like YAWL? And I can start from the beginning. It was in 2009. I was visiting Australia to go to a conference on e-research in Sydney. And on my way there, I stopped by at Queensland University of Technology in Brisbane. And my host was Michael Roseman. And Michael showed me everything they were doing in their lab in the university. And he also mentioned YAWL. YAWL was one of the topics that they were doing there, but I didn't go into detail while we were there. It was only on my way back, when I came back home, I started looking at the system and I installed it, and on the same day in the afternoon I had my first workflows running, so it was really easy to install and really easy to operate. And I had been doing many projects before, sometimes in e-research, and they were always the topics of documents, but also of business processes or workflows. And YAWL was really the component that I had been missing the whole time. So that was really something I was really looking for a long time. And so I started working with the system more and more. And I used it in the university, but I also used it in my company for some real industry projects. And the nice thing about YAWL is that it's really a very good tool to capture requirements for business processes. And I think that capturing the requirements for business process automation using a workflow management system like YAWL is really the ideal approach. It's really superior to just modeling the business processes with a language like EPC or BPMN or any other language. But the strength of the system is really that you can have your subject matter experts with you in workshops, and then you can build the prototype system, and with tasks and with control flow, with data and resources, and then you can play through the business process with them. And that really is suited for eliciting the requirements there. And that's something that I call rapid prototyping. So you can rapidly prototype business processes using YAWL. And we had these workshops. We were always 2 or 3 consultants in these organizations. And the workshops were maybe 3, sometimes 4 days. And during these workshops, we did several iterations so that at the end, we had a result. And the result can be used for deciding how to go on. So if you may discover that the problem that you have is not suited for a workflow management system at all because the processes are not structured or something like that. And the other possibility is that you find that it's actually a good process to automate, and then you can think about how much effort would it be to actually implement it, to integrate the business process management system in some other system with a user interface, but also to integrate it with other IT systems running in the organization. And that's where you can make a very well-founded decision, and you can do this with very little risk. So what do I like about YAWL specifically? I mean, there are the 3 perspectives of business process management: control flow, the resources, and the data. And control flow-wise, YAWL has very few symbols, but it has very powerful constructs. So we have XOR, OR split and join, and split and join, and also cancellation region. And all these constructs are very powerful when it comes to implementing business processes. So that's one thing, so the control flow perspective. When you use YAWL and the YAWL editor in particular, the editor is very user-friendly, and if you are starting with the basics, you can just use your mouse and click, drag and drop and things like that. So you don't really have to be a programmer to do that. So this is very easy to learn. And also I have seen in projects that the organizations who had started using YAWL were later able to enhance their existing business processes and continue the work there. Yeah, so the YAWL editor is very user-friendly, and it's very easy to edit your first workflows with your data. And the resource perspective, that is the possibility to assign roles to users and roles and organizations, capabilities, these are far superior to other workflow management systems. I've made some comparisons, and here YAWL is very, very strong. And the data perspective, at the first level, you don't need any programming skills. And then when you want to do more complex stuff, you will have to do with XML and XML schema definition. So this becomes a little complex there. But the advantage of using XML, using this standard, is that it's easier to integrate a YAWL system with an underlying database management system, because you can use existing persistence frameworks, object relational mappers and so on, to actually persist the important objects of your workflows in a relational database, for example. So as I already said, YAWL is very easy to begin with, to start working with YAWL and get your first workflows running. But on the other hand, it's a very complex system. It took me several years to explore all of the features that are there, and I'm still certain that there are at least 10% of the functionality that I haven't even looked at so far. And to name but a few constructs that are inside YAWL, one, for example, is process flexibility. So there is a whole concept of exception handling and using so-called worklets and xlets to handle special cases in workflows. You can handle exceptions, but you can also enhance your workflows and enhance the definition of the workflows. And so this is really a very powerful concept, and it allows you also to hide some of the complexity of workflows below the graphic representation of the workflow diagram. Yeah, another aspect I like about YAWL is the connection to process mining. In the control center of YAWL, you can download the event logs for the different workflow specifications in the form of XES files. And XES stands for Extensible Event Stream, and this is a standard. That is defined by the IEEE for event logs, process logs, and these files can be imported more or less from all major process mining tools. And so what you get here is a really quick way of analyzing your business processes, analyzing the KPIs, discovering process models from the logs. Of course, in the case of YAWL, if you have the original specification, you know how the process can look like. But when you look at the logs, this may be a different story because not all of the tasks may have been used, and you can see the frequencies and all that. And there are some videos actually on this channel as well on how to do process mining with YAWL. Another aspect is the clear separation in YAWL between the workflow specification layer, where you need certain technical skills, but you don't need programming skills, and the programming layer. Because the functionality of YAWL in all the three perspectives, control flow, data, and resources, is quite a large functionality. You don't really need to do any programming unless you want to integrate the YAWL system itself into some other system that gives you a new kind of user interface for your applications. We have used LiveRay in the past for that, because we had some projects where open source was a requirement, and LiveRay is an open source portal, as you may know, and we have integrated YAWL into that. And there we have used these object relational mappers that automatically create databases from the XSD type definitions of the YAWL workflows to create the mappings to the relational database. So you can create objects and read objects from the database using those without programming any SQL code. The other thing is that if you want to connect YAWL to other systems and you want to connect YAWL using APIs of other systems, you can use what is called codelets, and there you have to do Java programming. So that's where you definitely need programming skills to do that. But then these connectors or these codelets, once they are programmed, if the user interface remains the same, you do not need to change them, and you can still change the workflow specifications, of course, while you're doing that. Another thing that we have tried, and which is also easy to do, is combining YAWL with robotic process automation. So we built some prototypes where we had a robot using UiPath connect to the YAWL system, and using the YAWL system like any ordinary user. And it turned out that this combination of robotic process automation and YAWL can be very reliable, because you can use some resource mechanism in YAWL, for example, of distributing work items to different users for these robots. So if one of these robots fails because the robot detects some unexpected window in the user interface, for example, then you can still distribute the work to other robots that are still running, and you can go on and repair that robot while the others are still working. And so this is also a very stable or relatively stable way of connecting YAWL to other systems. And there are so many aspects that are interesting here. And of course, you can, if you want to look at these aspects, you can just follow the videos, and especially the YAWL tutorials on my channel. And yeah, so that these are some reasons why I like YAWL. I hope that you have become interested in this in the system. If so, watch some of the videos. All of the tutorial videos where there are workflows are equipped with the sample files in the supplementary material, so you can download them. There are links in the videos, and everything is free, so you can really start using the system and bring it to a productive level if you want. So that's all from me for today now in the snow. So just have a look around here. It's very quiet and very peaceful. The snow, I think, is about to go away maybe in the next 5 days because temperatures are already above zero, so it's about 1 degree now. And yeah, thank you for watching and see you next time.